So, welcome to Glaseado Mountain. Right now, we haven't even approached the main part of Glaseado Mountain. The things that you can see beforehand is pretty massive on its own as well. So, the grassy part here, there's quite a bit of stuff to see. Some items, some trainers. So we're gonna go ahead and explore this part right here. This is actually, I actually flew all the way back to Medali and crossed Dali Zappa Passage in order to get to this part of Glaseado Mountain. The intended way, or at least the way I did it the first time, was I went from Zappa Pico, crossed Dali Zappa Passage, into that cave, which will then take you to the other side of Glaseado Mountain. And that's how I got to that part. But I felt like I wanted to explore this part. This part's actually closer to where our main focus, which is to to take on Team Star. So we finally completed our final team. Now that we have Freaky-Backs on our team, Freddy the Freaky-Backs, and supposedly it evolves into like a monster of Pokemon. I'm excited. I haven't actually used most of what's on my team right now. Actually, I don't think I've used any of them. So all these Pokemon is like brand new experience on them. It's really exciting. So far, like my team has been working out pretty nicely. So I'm pretty happy with that. And obviously, the more Pokemon you have, the more coverage you have with your team. As far as dealing with different types of Pokemon. So yeah. So we get to this part. There are a few ruins that you can see in Glaseado Mountain. This is one of them right here in this like grassy part. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this part over here. Find more items. Lots of cutting out stuff in order to adjust for the pacing of the episode, because I like to focus on pacing. And this strong trainer right here, this Arcanine, was destroying me. Man, look at that. But no problem if I use Dawn, we'll take out this Arcanine. There we go, look at that. Very nice. These strong trainers, not only like they tend to use strong Pokemon, but they tend to have multiple Pokemon, which are great for like raising your EXP for your team, and I like that. Alright, so there we go. We leveled up, and oh my god, look at this. It looks like Freddy the Freaky-Backs is already evolving, and I had only just got it. What is this? What does Freaky-Backs evolve into? Evolves into... oh, I didn't even see the name. Arctibax! And it'll have one more final evolution. I believe it evolves by level. So that's going to be amazing stuff right there. Arctibax will be stronger. I actually powered up Freddy with some stat boosting items. So that way it can be pretty powerful. Dragon Pokemon tend to be pretty powerful. That is, of course, until the fairy types. But it's still going to be pretty good. I'm excited to use this Pokemon. It seems like in these Pokemon games, my last team members, like at least lately, my last team members tend to be like these pretty powerful dragon types that are hard to raise, but then the outcome is satisfying when you actually do get the chance to really raise them. Alright, so more parts here in these in like these grassy areas of Glaseado Mountain. Go ahead and find more trainers right here. There are so many trainers in Glaseado Mountain. It's very overwhelming. Glaseado Mountain, in my opinion, is the most overwhelming area in the entire game. Probably the largest as well. Largest, most complicated, easiest to get lost when you're, if you're like the exploration type of guy. Like I thought East Province Area 3 was complicated. As far as, like, well, not even complicated, but overwhelming. As far as items that you can get, things that you can explore, until I got to Glaseado Mountain. And Glaseado Mountain just it pales in comparison to, no, East Province Area 3 pales in comparison to Glaseado Mountain. Alright, so I got destroyed by this Medicham, at least Freddy did. That's not so cool. No matters, White is there to get some revenge, and there we go. So if you go that way, at least you make a right from where I fought that trainer, then you can, it'll take you back to that ruins that I was just at. Meanwhile, if you keep on going, then there's more items for you to see. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of these items right here. Rare candy. And then, you seeing that I'm like circling around, making these circles. I'm trying to pick up these items while at the same time not running some Pokemon. Trying my best not to do that. This is where the Pokemon get kind of strong. So if you're going in here, somehow going in here as your first area, then it's not good. The game does not curve the level balancing for you if you happen to go to these really difficult areas early on. Alright, so more items there, and then there's also another trainer over here. This trainer wants to take a selfie and record the battle for social media to take a look at around the world. Watch this amazing battle, this epic battle. But, well, what he's seeing is going to be a loss, unfortunately. Okay, so we go ahead and continue the path here. And then we get to this part here. We're a little bit higher up the mountain now. We go ahead and make our way this way. Trying to collect some more items on the way. Some more Pokemon as well. And this is a pretty long way back, so we cut our way back over to where we want to go. You know, more efficient. And then we go ahead and fight this trainer here. Oh, this trainer! This is one of my favorite trainers of the game, because this trainer actually shares the same name as me. I like it when trainers share the same name as me. Makes it feel special. Even though my name in general, my own name in general, is like a pretty popular name. So, my name is pretty much in a lot of different cases here. You can use my name for a lot of different situations too, like especially in video games. Maxing out. Very popular term. And supposedly my name is a pretty popular name for a pet as well. Dogs and cats alike. Something I learned a long time ago, actually. We go ahead and fight this trainer over here. Like I said, there's so many trainers in Glaseado Mountain. Yeah, so many trainers. I don't even know what the silence was about there for a moment. I think this would actually be a good time to talk about the Pokemon that you could find here, since now I'm just talking about boring stuff. Actually, this is around the point where I was getting really tired of this game, and I decided to put the game down for the rest of the day, and then basically continue off the next day on this session, because I was already recording for 2 hours at this point, even though it doesn't look like it. Right now it's just 31 minutes on my end, but it's definitely going to be a new episode for you guys. Yeah, I got really tired, so I set the game down for a bit, for the rest of the day, and resumed. And started playing for another 2 hours. And finished the session. Because like I said, it's very overwhelming as to things that you can do in Glaseado Mountain. So now we get to the main part, which is the snowy part. The Glaseado Mountain is a snowy mountain. And when you get to Glaseado Mountain, if you climb high enough, there's a gym. And also, where I found freebiebacks is in a very deep part of Glaseado Mountain. You have to go very, very far out of your way. Like, directions that you probably wouldn't ever go to if you're trying to just do all the objectives here. But anyway, this is now a good time to talk about the Pokemon that you can find here in Glaseado Mountain. There's a lot of Pokemon that you can find here. The list is huge. It's the first time we're going over a huge list of Pokemon. So, the first Pokemon you can find is Snover, a Grass-Ice type. It has the ability where I don't actually know off the top of my head, or just remember off the top of my head, but its ability will summon Hail right off the bat. And usually with Hail, like, Ice Pokemon's moves are like increase, as well as they don't get affected by the Hail every single turn. And then also the move Blizzard, it becomes 100% accuracy instead of like 70% accuracy. Next up you can find is Abomasnow, which is the evolved form of Snover. It's a really funny name. I like the name. Abomasnow. You can find Avalugg, you can find Axew, you can find Beartic, Bergmite, Cataddle, I think it's Cataddle, and then you can find Crabanomadle, a Cryogonal, which is the Snowflake Pokemon, returning from Gen 5. It's a really good Pokemon, very defensive as well. It could tank quite a bit of moves, so I'd recommend Cryogonal. Next up you can find is Cubchoo, which is this ice bear thing. Find Delibird, Flareon, which is the fire type Eevee that you evolve when you use a Fire Stone Eevee. Next thing you find is Fracture, which I believe Axew evolves from, or evolves into. You find Frostlass, Gardevoir, the evolved form of Kirlia. Then you can find Glaceon, which is another evolved form of Eevee. Previously, you like evolved Eevee to like a very specific part in the Sinnoh region in Gen 4. But I don't actually know how you evolve Eevee into a Glaceon in this game. It's kind of crazy. You find Go-Go, which is the evolved form of Skiddo. And then you can find Golduck, which is the evolved form of Psyduck. A Greavard, which I believe is the evolved form of... No, this is wrong. This is like this ghost dog thing, basically. That's what this Pokemon is. You can find and then next up is Grumpig, the evolved form of Spoink. Haunter, the evolved form of Ghastly. A Houndstone, which I think is the evolved form of Greavard. You can find Lycanroc, which is the evolved form of some other Pokemon that... I don't memorize these Gen 9 Pokemon, I realize. It's really hard to memorize these names, even though I really should be memorizing these names, because it is a Pokemon playthrough, and I should know what they are. That way I know how to talk about these things. But, sadly, I'm doing a terrible job right now. Next up you find is Magneton, which is the evolved form of Magnemite. Then you can find Knacklestack, the evolved form of Knackley. You find Pyroar, which I believe is the evolved form of Litleo. At least that's what it looks like to me. You can find Ralts, Skullvillain, the evolved form of oh my gosh, man! Again, I need to memorize these names here. This is how I talk about these Pokemon. But it is the evolved form of some other Pokemon. Gen 9's new to me. I swear, it's a new game. Sneasel, Snom, Snorunt, and Ursaring. So, lots of Pokemon. Lots of brand new Pokemon. Alright, so, Glaseado Mountain. You might notice that I'm not going to go, like, because of the amount of overwhelming things. The overwhelming amount of things that you can see in Glaseado Mountain, I have decided I am not going to explore every single part of Glaseado Mountain right now. I'm going to explore whatever is within the path. I am not going to go out of my way. Like, if I have to climb around, like, certain mountains and such, I'm not going to explore that right now. That means you guys are sadly not going to figure out how I managed to catch myself a Frigibax. But just keep in mind, I had to go very far out of my way to find a Frigibax. In fact, there are some parts of Glaseado Mountain that you actually cannot get to until you have the ability from defeating the very last Titan Pokemon. So it is much worth exploring Glaseado Mountain when you actually have that ability. But yeah, I've decided I'm gonna save my sanity and just go over like things that are in my way. Like, I'm not gonna show off every single item. In fact, like, there's like no trainers in like a lot of the open parts of Glaseado Mountain, and I just feel like it's just not worth trying to show those off. So that's why I've decided that I'm only going to show off the path. Some people might not like it, but I was losing my mind. I had to really evaluate how I wanted to approach Glaseado Mountain when I was recording this session. And that's why I've decided that, yeah, I'm not gonna explore this in its entirety, especially when I can't even explore it in its entirety in the first place. It's annoying. But yeah, just know that in Glaseado Mountain there are 2 gyms located here. One is, of course, the Glaseado Gym, which I am definitely not going to do. Even though I am actually leveled enough to do it, actually, believe it or not. Considering Glaseado Mountain is actually the 8th gym. But I am leveled enough to take it on, if I choose to. And the answer is, I'm not going to do it. The other gym that is located here in Glaseado Mountain is a city located in Glaseado Mountain known as Montenerva. And that gym is the 6th gym. I'm not going to take on the 6th gym when I haven't even fought the 5th gym yet. And the 5th gym is in Medali, so I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, more trainers here following this path right here. Where I'm going right now is the path to head over to the Team Star base. If you just keep following this path, you'll make it a Team Star base. Even though it looks like it's pretty far out, and yes, it is far out, but you will eventually reach the Team Star base, and you'll reach the North Province area the first time we're heading over to a North Province area. Well, actually, this is considered a North Province area if you pay attention to the Wild Pokemon Battle music. I briefly explained that every time that the Wild Pokemon music changes depending on which area you're in, and which means that there's like 4 different Wild Battle songs, and so any Wild Battle music in any Wild Battle in Glaseado Mountain will play the North Province area battle music. It's just I'm not showing it off because I'm not showing off the Wild Battles. Alright, so we're actually almost done. I just went back to explore some stuff, find some items that I missed. And I was trying to go back to that one part before the snow with the rock, like the rocky area, but I just couldn't find it. And then eventually I decided, okay, screw it. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to fight Team Star now. So I'm going to fight Team Star. I'll meet you guys back.